because it was the big release. Number 3 on Adam's list. So Adam gets to start talking about this one. Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. Adam, take it away.
All righty. Frankenstein, to no one's surprise, Frankenstein, the original Boris Karloff film, is in my top 100 of all time. I absolutely love this film a lot. I think it's, at this point, it's the definitive Frankenstein movie. We've seen a lot of Frankenstein movies out there with Aaron Eckhart. We've seen it in Van Helsing. The Frankenstein shows up. Frankenstein's been around for a long time. So do we actually need 2 Frankenstein movies this year? I'm looking at you, Maggie Gyllenhaal, The Bride. I don't know. We'll see how that one plays out. But this one by Del Toro is on Netflix and has a pretty great cast. Oscar Isaac plays Dr. Victor Frankenstein. Jacob Elordi, Pinot nominee, plays the creature. Christoph Waltz, another Pinot winner. And Mia Goth, another Pinot nominated actress. So actors that we really, truly love on this podcast. And Felix Kremener as well. Pinot winner for Best Movie Death, I believe, for All Quiet on the Western Front. But essentially, this movie is told in 2 parts over a course of an hour, 152 minutes rather, in 2 parts of Victor's side and the creature's side. And we're going to kind of see the creation of the creature and why he's so angry, and see kind of what the creature's aspect as well. Del Toro has a way of making these creature features that are kind of relatable with a big heart. We've seen him do a lot of these creature features before, like The Shape of Water is a big one that he has done that has got a lot of Oscar love and praise. Pan's Labyrinth is another one. Other movies that I really love from his filmography is the Hellboy franchise. I think I will always be the biggest fan of his movies on the podcast. And Nightmare Alley, I think Terry and I were huge fans of when it came out. Mm-hmm. But I feel like his peak for these kind of mythical or these big creature movies or monster movies is Kronos. I think is a vampire movie that is one of his earlier movies from the early 90s. I think he does a really great job creating a really cool, creepy vibe there. But Frankenstein definitely kind of delivers in the art direction department here. I think that is by far maybe a shoe-in at for best a nomination for sure for that, because these set pieces that he's able to create for this movie is fantastic. The Frankenstein castle, the boat that they're on, I think that's some really awesome stuff. The cast does a really great job, and Jacob Elordi as this creature gives such an understated but a powerful performance that reminded me that only actor that could probably pull that off better is Nicolas Cage himself. I feel like the creature here is the standout. Even though Oscar Isaac does a really good job as Victor Frankenstein, Jacob Elordi does a really good job with being kind of unrecognizable, but also delivering some emotion to the character that we're supposed to kind of not like, in a sense. At least that's how the first half, over half of the movie is based off, that you're not supposed to really like this character or this creature. But that's the power of Del Toro. We're always able to find the freak or the creature of the movie. You always find the most heart and to eventually end up caring the most about. I think this movie is shot really well. Is it a little long? Yeah, I think could be a little gripe, but at the same time, I didn't necessarily hate it because it's how it's told is so gripping and kind of powerful. I think I do need another time where the hard part of being on Netflix, while it's easily accessible from the power of your home, seeing on the theater would have that kind of you wouldn't have so many distractions around the house. And being a father, there's times I had to pause this movie, and did I lose track of where I was? Probably. So at this time, I'm probably not as, I probably could be higher on it if I watched it in entirely with no distractions in the house. And now I'm at that really high 3 stars. I don't really I don't think it got to the kind of magic or majesty of the original Frankenstein movie. But I think this is a really good telling, and it's definitely a good modern telling of the universe. And it's kind of interesting that a year that we have this movie come out, that we also have another film, The Bride, come out with Jessie Buckley and Christian Bale, played by directed by Maggie Gyllenhaal, which is, some would say, the best Universal monster movie, The Bride of Frankenstein. But I would always say the Frankenstein movie is the better of the two. It's kind of interesting to see how that there's two Frankenstein movies out, and we'll see how that other one plays out. But it's a good year for monster movies, and I think Elordi is a really good shining spot for this this film here. So high 3 stars for me.
All right, that's Adam's take. I'm gonna go next. I'm going to be honest. I had a tough time really getting into this one. I'm not really sure what I was expecting, but I wasn't really expecting this. When you hear it's a Guillermo del Toro take on a monster story, you're expecting to see his imprint on it. I don't know. I felt like this could have been directed by anybody. It did not feel like a Guillermo del Toro special. It was surprisingly bright, like color-wise, like cinematography-wise. Like, he's kind of gotten like mastered this like dark aesthetic in his movies, whether it's Pan's Labyrinth or Nightmare Alley or Shape of Water. And yet this one was extremely bright, which I think just kind of threw me off a little bit. He uses color a lot in the movie, which makes it kind of like Crimson Peak. But of all his movies, I don't know if that's necessarily the one you want to be aspiring to, since it's kind of a forgotten movie in his filmography. The performances are fine, but like it just kind of felt like a conventional movie. And maybe it was because we were watching it on Netflix and not in the theater. But I was prepared to be blown away by what Guillermo del Toro was going to do with it. And instead, I was just kind of, I mean, it's good. Like it had a high floor, but I was expecting a higher ceiling, and it didn't really get there. If he makes a sequel, The Bride of Frankenstein needs to be played by Karen Gillan and the exact same makeup she uses for Guardians of the Galaxy, because that's what Frankenstein looked like, or the monster looked like. It looked like Nebula from Guardians of the Galaxy.
I thought she looked like Vision.
No, because the blue made it look like Nebula.
Oh. But the patches, it looked like Vision. I kept thinking that. I was like, if it was red, it'd be, yeah.
And actually, it looks like the guys from Prometheus.
That's not bad. 2.5 stars. That's where I'm at with it. Like there's certain stuff in just the making of it you can't deny, but I expected so much more out of this and got yeah. Like if it had been something I wasn't expecting anything from, it may have ended up as a 3 stars. Like, oh yeah, that was kind of interesting. But I expect, like, it's Guillermo del Toro taking on Frankenstein. I wanted more from it than I got. All right, so we got 3 stars, we got 2.5 stars. Todd, where are you at?
Yeah, I think the movie looks really fake. Like the sets and the cinematography are gorgeous, but it looks phony with actors in them. Like, I mean, it's almost so immaculately put together, like it's like a painting or something. Almost like, or like we're watching it in 3, or if it was shot in 3D and we were watching it in standard definition or something like that, it just looked fake. Like every backdrop looked fake. But the Gothic Victorian feel, I mean, like Del Toro is great at creating mood and detail around whatever he's embarking on, so that all that stuff worked really well. It was a little bit more sci-fi-y than I was expecting, and a little bit more action than I was expecting too. But it is kind of a mashup of styles. I was shocked that we didn't get Willem Dafoe in this movie. Like, Christoph Waltz works, but like, where was Willem Dafoe? Like, he had to have been busy doing something, because this is his kind of movie. Mia Goth is awful in this. Like, it was similar to Lily Rose Depp in Nosferatu. Like, the female lead is the weakest part of the movie. I did not understand why they cast her. She's good in some things, but this is not it. In Del Toro's filmography, I feel like this is most similar to Pinocchio. But it's interesting how unrelenting he is in like creating the same movie over and over again. It's like, I mean, it's all about creatures and about the nature of humans and beasts, and like regardless of the subject matter or the era it's set in, it's all centered on these same things, and people eat it up for the most part. Elordi is kind of amazing to watch. Like he's got the physicality to do this role really well. It's like a Alexander Skarsgård type of physicality, but with like the subtleness of like Michael Fassbender or something.
Mm.
Yeah, I think it's probably going to get him his first Oscar nomination. But I mean, like, he's trapped in the makeup the whole movie, but it's he still comes through with just like you can feel the things when he's on screen. But honestly, I was kind of bored by this movie. Like even when the music and the costumes are like exquisite, it just doesn't seem to have a whole lot underneath it. But it does pick up a little bit in the second half because of Elordi. The I mean the source material is really rich and everything, and but like it doesn't get any passion or anything until the second half. And even when it does, I don't think it has the feeling to go along with the passion, or maybe it just didn't work because I was watching on my TV or whatever. But I expected The Bride to be the one that garnered all the praise, but like now watching the trailers and stuff, and it was delayed release date or something, it looks like Joker Folie à Deux. This is supposed to be the good one, and I don't know what to do with it, because I mean I enjoyed Nosferatu quite a bit, and it's a really similar thing, but that one gripped me a lot more than this one did. I mean, it's hard to argue with Del Toro making this on Netflix when they gave him like $120 million to make this movie, to make his like indulgent creature remake of a property that's been done a million times. But this needed to be on the big screen. Like it cut the budget in half, put it on the big screen is the way I would have done it. I'm at 2.5 stars. I'm right there with Terry.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is totally a movie of like unfulfilled expectations. I feel like I said, when you hear Guillermo del Toro's making Frankenstein, you're like, oh, I can't wait to see what he does with that, because he's kind of made a version of this movie several times, right? Like Shape of Water is a version of this movie. Then like every time he's made these creature features, that's kind of what you're getting.
Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah, Pan's Labyrinth. Yeah, and
even Nightmare Alley has similar themes to it. It's like these are all the same. He makes all the same movie, but I mean, I think this is Pinocchio for sure. But
yeah,
with Frankenstein as a character instead.
Maybe it's just the fact that he was like bound by a set story. It just kind of his creativity was lacking. I don't know. I was confused by how unoriginal it felt.
So I started to watch this movie, but I got some red flags right away. First of all, when the title came up, prologue, I'm like, oh boy, that's a bad sign. Any movie that is pretentious enough to have a prologue, I'm probably out on. And then I started watching it and was like, is this? I actually had the split second thought: is this a computer animated movie because of how fake it looked in the snow? And then I looked at the running length.
That's exactly what I thought. That opening scene was terrible. Like the backdrop was awful.
Are we going to have Pinocchio show up? And then I saw it was 2 hours and 35 minutes. And then the real kicker was, why did we not cast Robert De Niro? Look at me, huh? I am the Frankenstein monster. I have bolts in my neck. I'm electrically scary. Or Frank Caliendo as the Frankenstein monster.
Frank Caliendo as Robert De Niro as the Frankenstein monster.
Yeah, the opening scene with the boat and the fire and everything, it felt like I was watching a cutscene from a video game.
Yeah.
How many nights did it take you to watch, Terry? You didn't watch this in one sitting.
I watched it in one sitting.
Wow.
I skipped my double feature on Friday night. She was a lot higher on it than I am because she's a fan of the source material.
Likes the book, yes.
But she also said
a lot more too, right?
Yeah, she also said that she thought Alexander Skarsgård would have been a good monster as well. Like Jacob Elordi kind of reminded her of that.
Well, I keep seeing him in the trailer for the Emerald Fennell movie, and I'm like, dude, he is a giant. Like, he has to jump through the doors in that movie. Like, how tall is he?
What's that? Wuthering Heights? Isn't that what that one is?
Yeah, Wuthering Heights. That's it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Adam, any last words since it's your movie?
No, I think you guys are pretty much right. Maybe it's more of my fanism of the source material being a little more unapologetic about it. But yeah, I think you guys are pretty much right on the 2.5 stars, 3. Yeah, it can't really go any higher than that. Again, I can saw it in pieces, but I saw it essentially over a course of a morning. So.
All right.
Well, I'd be shocked if this gets a Best Picture nomination, but I mean, it sounds like it's pretty pretty locked in. It finished second in Toronto. I don't know. I mean, this
weird.
does not feel like an Oscar movie.
But then
I mean,
again, at
especially
TIFF,
because
they were able
everyone's
to
gonna
watch
see
it on the
their
big
TV.
screen.
Is it better than
Yeah.
Lisa Frankenstein? Is the real question.
It's better than Lisa and Frankenstein. Yeah, you can
Oh.
watch my review on the podcast.
It's definitely not as good as Frankenweenie.
That is true. That is true. All right.
Shout
3
out
stars
Boris
from Adam.
Karloff.
There you go. Boris Karloff. Better in Frankenstein and in Targets.
And Target, yes.
2.5
Probably
stars from me, 2.5 stars from Todd, and an attempt from Zach. So there you
Good
go.
old college try.
Moving on.